Could there be a better setting in the world for a motor racing circuit than the Mercedes-Benz Grand Prix track in East London? We're here for rounds 11 and 12 of the National 7 Superbike Championship. Nearly time for qualifying on Saturday morning. The Autopage Cellular Honda men look pretty calm but still anxious to get back into the running. And the Nashio Yamaha team captain, leader of the championship, Russell Wood, putting together his plans to his teammates Trevor Crooks and Rushan Mudley, how he wants to make slipstreaming work for the team. All the big names are here in a relatively small field of bikes. Robbie Peterson, there he is from Zimbabwe on the Aerocure Honda, is the first of the Hondas on the points table. He's lying in 4th position overall. And practice is serious stuff. Here's Greg Gray hanging on and messing up Russell Wood's plans. They're splitting the slipstreaming Nashio Yamaha team with the Autopage Cellular Honda teammate Graham van Bedard just in front of Trevor Crooks. Dreyer talks to his technical chief John Morris. The Hondas are getting better, and Dreyer is just 1.2 seconds off Wood's pace. Dave Freeman, who looks after Wood's Yamaha, here's a happier story. Russell's on pole position, 0.07 seconds faster than Dreyer's old lap record. So all 4 makes are represented in the top 6. Brad Anassa's off the leaderboard and not having a happy time with his 99 Kawasaki. Stuart McLeod on the dealer team. Suzuki's flying along, as is Zimbabwean Sean White, who has started to challenge for his first big win. So Sean, second on the grid here at East London. You're going well. The whole outfit seems to be going so well for you this year.
Everything's going well, Roger. The bike's running. I've come to grips with the Kawasaki. Julian Edwards from Advanced Racing Products, he's been doing the motor for us, and it's going unbelievably well.
Of course, the people are saying that your bike's one of the fastest coming out of corners. It comes out like a dragster.
I don't believe they'll be able to pass me down the straight here with my car. It's so quick.
Do you think Russell Wood believes that too?
I hope he does.
Unfortunately, one of the features of Superbike racing recently has been the number of crashes some of the top riders are having. Robbie, 2 meetings, 2 step-offs. What gives?
Don't know, Rog. Before Valcom, I was beginning to think I couldn't crash. We hadn't crashed for so long. Valcom, I crashed qualifying and the first heat. PE also crashed the first heat. Looks like, I think that the guys have got it in for me or something, because everybody keeps T-boning me and stuff. But no, seriously, it's just one of them things. Racing accidents, we've had 3 now, so hopefully that's it.
But they seem to be the same type, unfortunately.
Yeah, getting used to it. My kids keep saying to me, Dad, what's going on? It's like every time I get home, it's bruises and stuff. But no, I think this track's, for sure the first turn, we shouldn't have too much drama. The first lap, we shouldn't have too much drama, So I think it's going to be a good, clean race.
One of the most frightening in his series of offs this year happened to Greg Dreyer less than a month ago in P, when he ran into the back wheel of Sean White's Kawasaki at full speed, and the machine continued riderless into the crowd. Fortunately, there were no injuries to anyone, including Trevor Crooks on his Yamaha.
Yeah, it's actually been a sort of really hard year up until now. We've had falls and we've had accidents, and I've been smashing into people and things like that. So
because you basically scared the living hell out of most other riders.
Yeah, well, that's quite nice to know. It's nice scaring people, but you have to win races too.
Time to sit back and enjoy some of South Africa's best world-class motorsport action as Gavin Pemberton takes the tyre warmers, which run at about 60 degrees off the Dunlop tyre of Stuart McLeod's Suzuki. The front row for the start of the first 10 lapper and round 11 the Superbike Championship: Russell Wood, Sean White, Stuart McLeod and Trevor Crooks. There are 3 Hondas just behind them. It's going to be 10 laps now, 42 kilometres, 15 motorcycles in the field, and let's see if Russell Wood gets one of his good or his bad start. Not a good starter is Russell Wood, and away goes Sean White, number 7 on that Kawasaki, flying away up to Potter's Pass, 800 metres away, and look at the lead he's got. Here comes Russell Wood closing up around Potter's. He's going to go round the outside, and what a brave thing to do. Stuart McLeod is third. Russell goes onto that ripple concrete. He's alongside Sean White on that rocket ship of a Kawasaki through Rifle Bend, the most awesome corner in South African motor racing. Now down the steep hill, Wood defends his line in the inside. White has lost it, Wood has gone to the front, and coming down the outside, Trevor Crooks on the Nashio Yamaha tries to take Sean White. It didn't work this time. Stuart McLeod stays in 3rd position. Look at the speed of Kawasaki along the beach straight into Gate Bend. Onto the brakes now. Russell's going to get it in there. Does he? Does. Sean White has now got to learn to defend his lines going to corners if he's going to take on 11-time South African motorcycle champion Russell Wood. 3rd is Stuart McLeod. 4th is Trevor Crooks. Then Greg Gray's in there. Graham van Bedard's there as well. Rushan Mudley's number 11. 3rd member of the Nashio Yamaha team as they powered on through the sweep and head up to Beacon Corner. Very little wind at the circuit here today. Here comes Russell Wood, but look, coming up alongside his right-hand shoulder is number 7. It's Sean White, and Stuart McLeod is going to try and put it over him on the brakes. Sideways goes Russell Wood into Beacon Corner, and Stuart McLeod moves up a spot. Greg Dreyer guts into the side of Trevor Crooks, and two riders are down. Jason Vessels on that Suzuki has gone down. They've run into each other, and Graham from Badar will be getting back in his motorcycle. Doesn't look too damaged. Looking for the gear. Oh, there's no gear lever. Can't find the gear. That's him out, so he'll be stuck in second gear or whatever gear went into that corner. That's him out of this race. Graham from Badar down the road again. Unfortunately, doing so well there out of it. And here's Sean White. Use the power of that Kawasaki as he comes down through Rifle. Doesn't defend his line, keeps to the left-hand side of the road. Russell Wood goes down the inside. You can't outbrake Russell Wood in any circumstances. Here goes Greg Graham now. He's going round the outside of Stuart McLeod. He comes across, goes right across the road, and goes in the back of Trevor Cox. Looks over his shoulder, says that's all right. Greg Graham ran right into his back wheel. Graham Fabadar describing what happened to his father, Les. He hasn't got a gear lever, and he's out of this event. Or it's broken. Here's Russell Wood. Has he got the speed to get to Potter's fast? And number 7, that dragster of Sean White from Zimbabwe, the ARP Kawasaki's flying. 24's Lance Kunin from P. And look at the speed of Kawasaki as he goes into Potter's, but Russell just keeps the grip wide open as he goes through. Cranked right over in his knee. That's at 230 k's an hour. This is unbelievable racing. Trevor Crooks having a grandstand seat of these two fighting out in the front, and Russell Wood definitely will defend his line down into Kogabana. A very steep hill, doesn't show in the shot as he goes down. He's down the middle of the road. Sean White's late on the brakes too. Those back wheels, you nearly break your wrist with the amount of power of those front brakes, and the back wheel wants to come up. Here comes the next man down the road, is a Rushan Mudley. Then it's Lance de Koning, Bo Levy on 14. Both of those on Hondas, and just behind is Alex Leonard on the Aeroq Flagtex Honda as they power along the beach straight. Oh, a long walk back to the bits. Brandon Ass is out once again. He has had 3 bad meetings. The 98 Kawasaki of Sean White shows that the Kawasaki has got the speed. The 99 Kawasaki just doesn't seem to have it this year. As they go around Cox's corner, Dreyer's now got them all lined up ahead of him. Stuart McLeod, and they wind it on coming up the shelf onto Beacon Corner. No wind to slow you down this time. He leaves it very late as Russell defends his line up the middle of the road, and Sean White trying to go on the inside. 21 is Cook. 16 is Robbie Peterson on the Aeroq Hondas. Moved up to 4th. Great riding there. Another Zimbabwean coming towards us, getting as close to the pit wall as possible to get still there. Russell Wood has got that Kawasaki on his tail. Once again, Dreyer's there behind Stuart McLeod. Graham from Badal watching. There's the Kawasaki in action again. What a wonderful shot of the speed of that cracker. That green un going through there into Potters, and he's got it first time. Russell Wood has to lift it a wee bit as they go through formation flying. And there's Robbie Peterson behind, absolutely going along 230 k's now, flat out through these corners. And Sean White could do it this time. If he gets to the safety of Kogabana corner, he's got to defend his line. He's going over to the left-hand side of the road. He's opened the door once again for the late-breaking Russell Wood. Nearly gets that back wheel in there, and Trevor Crooks goes round the outside. He wants to take both of them. Sean White accelerates back to second. Then it's Stuart McLeod behind Robbie Peterson, and Greg Dreyer's right in the picture there. 6 great motorcyclists in action here at the Mercedes-Benz East London Grand Prix circuit. Wood's got it again. He gets in the corner sideways into the S's. And Sean White has got the power and acceleration, no doubt about it. As he said in his interview, he's got a rocket ship, and Russell's got to watch here today. And Trevor Cook's looking for a way through. Here's Robbie Peterson on his tail. He's got Stuart McLeod doing a great job on that team dealer Suzuki. That's the Corona World Supersport one from 1998, flown over to this country for the Superbikes last April. Onto the brakes he goes, Russell Wood, but that number 7 is problems for him because he's got the speed and the powers you've seen up this long straight. It's just over a kilometre to Potter's Pass. Graham van Badal watching actually would love to be in, and the Kawasaki's gone to the front. Isn't it wonderful to see the speed in his motorcycle? Look at that Kawasaki hoarding up there. 230 into Potters, 260 along to Rifle Corner, and Russell Wood just passes Trevor Crooks right onto his tail, and he's slipstreaming through here. He's going to select a spot to pass him. He's getting a toe. He sits in that still air behind the bike. Then it's Trevor Crooks, Robbie Peterson. Look at this, 5 of them tied together, not half a second apart at 250 k's an hour. Down through Rifle. The Rifle bend down onto the brakes of Kogabana down the steep hill. Hard on the wrist, down through the gearbox goes Russell on the inside, and Sean White has opened the door again. Russell Wood is through. Trevor Crooks is looking for a place to get through. Then it is Robbie Peterson, Stuart McLeod, that red tail on that Suzuki, and Greg Dreyer going far better now. Those Hondas are right in the pace. Nothing between these 4 makes of Japanese motorcycles. Russell Wood's got it again. He's holding it through. We're getting towards the end of this race. Not too far to go there. The knees on the ground, testing how far he can crank it. And Sean White on a tight turning Kawasaki is right in there. Greg Dreyer, he's not finished with them yet. His team has said, Greg, whatever you do, stay on the saddle today. We want you to finish and get some points. Here comes Stuart McLeod up on the inside. He's going to try and put it over. Robbie Peterson, 16, didn't work. Sean White is right on Russell Wood's tail. He'd love to get shot of him with Russell. And Trevor Crooks is in there as well. And Robbie Peterson doing a great job and turning it on too early. Nearly that back wheel getting away from him. coming through. Flat out they come through there. Dave Freeman puts the board out. Dollar Signs on Russell Wood's bike, but it's not going to be so simple today. Richard Moodley doing well. He's lying 7th. 24's Lance de Koning just behind, and then we've got Bo Levy in the Honda, and behind him we've got Alex Lennox. It's over on the knees through Potters, and the speed of that Kawasaki of Sean White has passed Russell Wood. Didn't slipstream, just powdered past him. What a motorcycle that crack is. The 98 Kawasaki is definitely the quick ones. No doubt about it. Once again, opens the door. You can't believe it. Don't they ever learn? They do not open the door to Russell Wood in outbreaking into any corner. But he's got it along the straight as he tucks in behind him. Then it's Trevor Crooks just behind. Then it's Stuart McLeod. He's there behind Robbie Peterson and Greg Dreyer. Onto the brakes through the gates corner. They've got to do everything coming into the two S's here. Over to the right, over to the left, and Sean White's got him. This time he's got him. So if he can pull away up to Beacon Corner, he'll get away up that long straight, and he could pull off a win here. Robbie Peterson's gotten back in place. Now here's Stuart McLeod gets out of the saddle. Thank you very much, saddle. Thank you very much, says Greg Dreyer. Here they come now. Up the three little shells up to Beacon. That Kawasaki's going. Listen to the hum and the howl of those Banshee wailing fours. Get onto the brakes. He's got it. Now he's got to power to get away from Russell. And into third position goes Robbie Peterson, and Trevor Crooks gets banged there by Dreyer. Dreyer just lets you know I'm coming through. He's a bit of a physical rider. We're going to the last lap. That's Jimmy White, Sean's father, down from Harare. And this is going to be, it could be a great win here for Sean White. And here comes Russell Wood, closing him as he goes up to Potters. He's faster going into Potters as they come through. He's got Robbie Peterson. He's squashed between the Zimbabwe sandwich there. White in the front, and Stuart McLeod's bike just powers its way past Greg Dreyer. They're down through Rifle. Onto the brakes. He's going to open the door, yes. He's opened the door again, and Russell Wood comes through on the right-hand side of the road, goes back into the front. Robbie Peterson third, fourth is Stuart McLeod, and then in fifth spot there is Greg Dreyer. Trevor Crooks, that bank seems to have put him off a bit. He's gone back into sixth position. So a very fine rider, former South African champion. As they're coming now, we've got a couple of corners to go. Sean White might have the power to get into the line. We're going to see. He's going to be very close to Russell Wood here. Great motorcycle racing. It's world-class stuff here. Stuart McLeod could put it off as well. On the Suzuki, it's the dealer team Suzuki. They're powering it down through Cox's, and White tries to go on the inside. They're tired of turning Kawasaki. They're coming up towards us. Russell's now got to defend desperately. He went wide in that corner. Here comes Stuart McLeod, last this effort. Onto the brakes. Who's going to get it? Sean White's trying to do the inside. Russell's later than ever. Goes through, and it allows power to the line, and the Kawasaki can do it. Here they come now. Greg Dreyer powers it on early. They're coming to the line. Who's going to get it? As they come to the line, it's Russell Wood. Half a bike length ahead there of Sean White. The National Yamaha takes it ahead of the Kawasaki, that ARP Kawasaki of Sean White. Have you ever seen a greater motorcycle race than this? And here's that finish again as Russell Wood gets Sean White putting out to go for the line, and he wins by 0.07 of a second. One of the greatest races we've had in this National series. Russell, those dollar signs, you're running out of space on your screen.
There's always enough space for dollar signs on that screen, Rog. Yeah, I had a good ride then. I was happy to have got the win, but Sean White's right there. They seem to really got that Kawasaki going, and he's got his act together, you know. Pity that my teammate Trevor couldn't get his act together and earn his keep and keep them off me, but he had a bit of a coming together and ended up a good 6th or 7th. So I'm happy with the team. The guys been working well, and the bike's a jet.
11 races, 9 wins for Russell Wood on that National Yamaha. New lap record there for Sean White. He did a time of 1 minute 23.918. Just 0.1 of a second faster than Greg Dreyer's old lap record. Can you handle another 10 laps of this excitement? We're lining up for round number 12. On pole position, Russell Wood. They line up in the order they finished the last race. Let's see if he makes another bad start, which has become a feature of his racing. As they get away, 42 kilometres to go, and Sean White's away. And this time Stuart McLeod, and Russell Wood is back and forth. All that work, and now he's got to work for it once again as Greg Dreyer goes on his inside. They're coming around Potters for the first time. It's Stuart McLeod. The Corona, the team dealer Suzuki's in the front, and Sean White on his tail. Then it's Robbie Peterson, the yellow one, number 16. And then it is Greg Dreyer. Russell Wood is back to 5th. He's really made a bad start. This time he goes inside Dreyer as he comes down to Gogabana Corner. It's a famous one in World Motorsport, this downhill sweep. Then they start accelerating along the beach straight. Just behind him he's got Trevor Crooks. Not such a good start there for Trevor Crooks. Here they come now. It's Stuart McLeod on the Suzuki, riding that Suzuki brilliantly. Sean White, Robbie Peterson, the yellow one, as they into lap 1 here, round the S's into Cox's corner, and they're on the limit. Russell Wood on 3 is going for Robbie Peterson, takes a tighter line. Here comes Greg Dray as well as they go into the sweep. Peterson's lost 1 place. He's gone back and Dreyer's trying to take him on the outside. Not going to work this time. As they come towards us, Dreyer's alongside him. He's slipstreaming his way up behind Peterson. He's got him on the outside. He's on that blue and red and yellow machine. Now he goes round wide. He takes a tighter line. Does Dreyer. There is a 0-2 and Robbie Peterson in the space of about 400 metres, lost 2 places there. Stuart McLeod looks over the left-hand shoulder. Bad news for him. On his right hand comes Sean White on that Kawasaki. Number 7-5 is from Badal. 11 is Mudley. Then 17, Jasonville. Lance McKernan, Bo Levy, Alex Leonard. And here they come. Look at the speed of that Kawasaki's taken that Suzuki. No, it hasn't. Stuart McLeod holds that twist grip wide open as he goes in to Potter's 230 k's an hour. It's Sean White on his inside. Russell Wood slipstreaming. He's going to get them on the way down to Cochabana. Just on tactics. Look at this. Absolutely flat out. 250, 260 k's an hour through Rifle Bend and onto the anchors. They're throwing out everything. Stuart McLeod's very late on the brakes as well. Russell's gone to second. Can you believe it? He's come through the field. We're on the second lap. He's come for a 5th and he's up to 2nd place. And he's got Stuart McLeod who's looking over his shoulder and saying, bad news. There's number 3 on my tail. Who's going for him now? As he goes through the gate bends, he'll be late on the brakes. He'll get in sideways. No, he doesn't make it this time. Stuart McLeod's hanging on there to the lead. Russell Wood looks relaxed behind him, and Sean Wright's really riding over the limit here today, doing a great job as Trevor Crooks has moved past Greg Dreyer and is lining up Robbie Peterson just ahead of him, being a change of orders. They go along, slipstreaming along the top of the circuit. Here comes Stuart McLeod. Here comes the bad news. Russell Wood on the inside is going to take him. He's going for it. Stuart McLeod leading in. They're very late on the brakes, a lot of them. No, he sweeps across Russell Wood's bows. He'll have to slipstream him all the way up to Potter's. Oh, and big troubles there. Good Greg Dreyer. He goes wide as they come through now. The boards are out telling you where they are. They're not even looking at those boards. Graham from Badar comes through as well. And here comes Russell. Slipstreams the Kawasaki. Didn't think we were going to see this today. He goes through in the inside, holds that throttle wide open into Potter's, going flatter as they sweep through. Look at him. 5 bikes, nose to tail. And Wood has taken 3 laps. He's in the front. No, he hasn't. Stuart McLeod's making the comeback. Down the middle. This is where he's his favourite place. He gets him at Clubhouse Corner, Goodyear Corner, Carlami gets him at Cochabana here at the Mercedes-Benz London Circuit. Have you ever seen 4 of them tied together? No, there's 5. There's 6 of them all together going along that beach straight. Absolutely flatter, swapping and changing. Russell Wood's in the front. Stuart McLeod. Here comes Sean White on 7. He's got fellow Zimbabwean alongside him, number 16, and that's Robbie Peterson. Russell Wood now. This will be win number 10 if he pulls this one off. What a run of victories he's had this year. It'll take him up to 200 points in the championship, but he's got to win it. And he's got a lot of talent on his tail. And Trevor Crooks is trying to take on Robbie Peterson. Coming around that very fast sweep. Beautiful circuit as they come up towards us. They'll be doing about 210, 220 k's an hour onto the brakes. Russell does the trick of going in sideways. Still got Stuart McLeod there. Trevor Crooks has lost out to Robbie Peterson. Here comes Dreyer, using all the power that he's got there. It's Wood. It's number 6 McLeod, and then it is Sean White. And these wonderful shots. We never see speed like this on the other circuits, but this is what you get here at East London. Robbie Peters, a wonderful shot of him cranking it over and going through Potter's Pass with Trevor Crooks on his tail. It's Russell Wood. He's got about 5 bike lengths, and Stuart McLeod. That Suzuki's not letting him go, and it's got a bit of a wobble too. At that sort of speed, can you imagine it? It starts to shimmy in the front there, and he doesn't close it one little bit. These are heroes on these motorcycles. 4, 5 of them into Cochabana together. We seem to be losing out with Greg Dreyer as Trevor Crooks holds off Robbie Peterson as they come along the beach road. Looks over his shoulder. He's got shot of Greg Dreyer. Very happy about that too, because Greg Dreyer comes at you from any angle. Inside, he'll run against your leg if he can. On the outside, he'll pass you anywhere with Dreyer. So will Russell Wood. The late breaker par excellent is Russell Wood, looking good, braking in that corner. The right hand goes for the brakes, and there's Greg Dreyer winding on the power. He's got a 2-wheel slide going there as he puts it to the sweep, and then they tear on, they hook it into 6th and head towards us. Listen to the howl of those Japanese falls, bringing up 15.5, 16,000 RPM. Here comes Sean White. He's getting pushed out there. No, Trevor Crooks has got a hang back there, and Robbie Peterson is making plans. Don't discount Robbie Peterson as they line up behind Russell Wood. 6 is McLeod. The Kawasaki just doesn't seem to be that fast in this race as the advantage he's had in the other race. Line astern. Here they go, absolutely flat. And look at that for a shot of racing motorcyclists in action. Russell Wood, Stuart McLeod, Sean Wright, and then it's Trevor Crooks, Robbie Peterson. And where's Greg Dreyer? Greg Dreyer's got a missing. The 5 of them get together, and the speed of that Suzuki, he gets a toe, he moves out, and Wood hangs on, the knees down on the dirt as he goes through Rifle. Oh, there's Dreyer. Got problems, some sort of problems with the motor, and Greg Dreyer out of this race. John Morris, his technical man, pushes the bike back into the pits. That's the autopaid cellular Honda of Dreyer out of this race. And Dreyer's bad luck continues. This team has not had a lot of good luck this year. This is the last lap. Russell Wood hanging onto that lead for dear life. Stuart McLeod's there. Then it's Sean White and Robbie Peterson in fourth position now. He's sliding it out of that sweep. Look at that two-wheel drifting and knee on the deck. He's really on a charge at the moment. Here they come. They've got a corner and 250 metres to go. Stuart McLeod making one last ditch effort. He can't do it. Russell Wood defends the line up the middle. Sean White's on the outside and goes through there. 16, Robbie Peterson goes through and takes Sean White on the way into Beacon Corner. It's 250 metres and it's all going to be over. This is going to be win number 10 for Russell Wood in the Nashua Yama. Then it's Stuart McLeod, Robbie Peterson, Sean White, and then we've got Trevor Crooks just behind them. That's some great motorcycle racing, wonderful racing there by Russell Wood, having to fight for every single victory. And with 200 points now after those 10 wins in 12 races, the championship looks like it's going Russell Wood's way. And Stuart McLeod, fastest lap in the race, just a fraction of a second outside the lap record. Robbie Peterson third, putting across Sean White, coming out of Beaton Corner on the way to the line. Robbie, did you mean to leave it so late, last corner, to get dive through for third?
Nah, not really. Well, you know, the whole race, I'm kind of trying to suss it all out. But everybody's doing the same thing. They've all got their strong points in that. I came out of that the second last corner, and I just thought, I don't care if this is for last position, I'm going to pass somebody on the last corner, you know. And I feel it, you know, it was a little bit unfair, but hey, you know, third position, I needed it bad.